Audacity going?
Hello. Not yet, but I will. Let's tweet it out. Hello. Oh my word. Evolve was lit. AF. Man, I feel like we're the only people that watched that show tonight.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people watched AEW over Evolve Wrestling. I feel like that's what happened. Right. We got no one in here.
That's okay.
Click record on this bad boy. Got my Audacity rolling.
You can join in. You got one person. Of course, Jake is in the room. Hello,
course.
Jake. How are you?
Jake, the legend. What a night.
What a night.
What a night of sports entertainment.
How is the feed, Jake? Can you hear us? Can you see us?
You can't see me. You can't see this. Oh my God. Everything in this business evolves.
All right. Well, I think we've got two people in the room. Okay.
Wow. We're famous. We're good. I guess I can crack a drink.
Pomelo as well. I got a couple of them.
You got a couple of pomelos.
Audio is so clear, but video is jumpy. Yeah, I don't know. We haven't figured out video yet. We're like, I turned 30 this year, so I'm getting to that stage where technology is beyond me. We are trying to figure this shit out. But as long as the audio is good, hey, you can listen to us and watch porn at the same time.
That's weird.
It's win-win.
Why would you want to watch porn and listen to us? That's like you would like.
That's
is that what you do? You listen to podcasts while you jerk it?
Okay, watching you both and Fight for the Fallen in different tabs right now. Wow, Fight for the Fallen must not be that good if that's what's going on right now. Okay. All right, I think we should start anyway. Let the room fill up as we go along. This will be available in an hour or so on our feed anyway. Cool.
Sure, let's do this.
Hopefully the video will work itself out. I don't know why it's so laggy. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, but I mean, you can still hear us.
You can hear us fine?
If you can hear us, then that's cool. That's
okay.
what matters. You know, no one wants to see our faces anyways.
Yeah.
I
mean, shall we try from your computer? I don't know.
I don't know. It's already 11:40.
All right.
Let's just do it.
Okay.
Let's just do it. I guess going live isn't our thing. Let's stop that. Let's record audio, but my table is pissing me off. This uneven
These
floor.
IKEA tables. Is it the floor or the table?
It's actually the floor.
Is it?
Yeah. Probably. We can talk about this in 2 seconds because we can talk about the floor.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. Should we just start our show?
Yeah, let's go.
Hello.
Braden
Harrington here with Davey Portman for upNXT, postwrestling.com. You can follow us on our socials at the Brady.
And I am at Davey Portman.
We are the upNXT guys. That means we're the NXT guys.
We're the edgy guys. We're the guys that don't give a shit about gun control. But we do care about evolution.
Oh, yes. So everything must evolve. And that's what I learned here tonight.
Yeah.
Because we chose to not watch AEW. We don't care about gun control.
We don't care about gun control
in the BD.
One bit.
Not at all. Here in the Braden David estate, we watch NXT every week and we review it. And you can listen to us review it every Thursday. Download us, subscribe, and review us. But this show is not a WWE show, but it kind of was because they aired it on the WWE Network.
Yeah.
After the fact that AEW already had a show announced.
Yes. But I think, was this date was already...
Yes.
Like confirmed, right?
It was a ting.
I don't know. I think Mr. Omega got a little bit upset about this.
Right.
But also, one's in Philadelphia, one's in Florida.
Right.
Like,
Wrestling can be
It's
everywhere.
not like I don't think fans were traveling for Evolve. I don't think fans were traveling for AEW. And you know what? I've been recording stuff since 2006 because there used to be a thing called VHS that you could record things on.
Yes.
Like, you can watch more than one thing.
Sure.
So you can do that as well.
What do you think people did? We're young. We're the millennials. What did people do in the Monday Night Wars? Because like you
VHS.
would watch but you'd watch 2 different TVs at the same time with 2 different channels.
Yeah, you can do that. You can do that.
Or you can just watch one and then instantly watch the other because both are on streaming.
I mean, that's services. What I'm going to do.
Yeah,
I'm going to finish this. To be honest, I probably won't watch AEW till Monday.
Wow.
Because I have work in the morning, and the G1's more important for me.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I obviously watch this show. I'm going to watch G1 Night 1.
Right.
I might try and wake up a bit early and watch a bit of. Night 2 later. I might try and watch some of Night 3.
Sure. Okay.
And AEW can wait.
Yeah, I mean, this one I wasn't super. I couldn't even tell you like the card offhand, top to bottom. Same with the Evolve show. I mean, hey, we just watched a show with a lot of names we don't even know. So yeah, I feel like we chose the show no one watched tonight.
I did find it funny though. Did you see Meltzer's tweet earlier
about what?
About
AEW.
Well, someone was like, "Hey, why are Sean Spears and MJF on the same team?
Yeah.
Like, that's dumb." And he's like, "Hey, these guys know what they're doing. Trust their booking." They've had 2 shows. And their last show started with, like, librarians and...
Oh, you don't like the librarian?
No.
Oh, man, you didn't like the...
anyway.
The librarian is lit.
Sorry, I'm trying to war. I'm trying to like rile people up. This is the Evolve show. This is us.
Yes. So Evolve is basically NXT. Triple H turned Evolve into his NXT. He robbed all the people, and that's what NXT has been.
I feel
PWG, Evolve, all that in NXT.
I felt watching this show. This was kind of what NXT might have been.
Sure.
And I don't mean that in a negative at all. Right. I mean, this is really the developmental now.
Yeah.
This is what OVW, FCW maybe
This is the real Evolve. And it's literally called Evolve because you go there and then you will evolve to NXT. As we've seen literally in the video packages, they showed so many people that have come through this thing. Sure. So I mean, I'm assuming a lot of people tuned in for AEW, but we tuned in because we talk about NXT every week. And the main event of this card is the NXT Championship on the line. So we have to watch it. We have to talk about it. That's what we do.
I'm going to quickly go to the YouTube channel. We've got a guy called Eric in the room who didn't watch Evolve, didn't watch AEW, but he's tuning in just for us.
Wow.
So that's wild. Thank you. Like we know who the real winners tonight were.
It's that guy
right here in the BDE.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So I mean, I guess we should just go into this thing. We're doing this in my room, and literally before this pay-per-view started, we had a crazy rainstorm here in Toronto, and my room started leaking.
Yeah.
Literally, I had to get a vacuum in here and a mop, and had to move furniture around. But it all got cleaned up around 7:30.
Yeah, we love the BDE, but we're here. We're almost up to our first year anniversary here.
Yeah, it's true.
And we're noticing slight flaws in the place. Right, yeah. Like it leaks.
Yeah.
And it falls apart. And we can't get out of some of the doors. But
we got our smoke detector back though.
We're okay. At least we won't die now when I burn things in the middle of the night.
Right. So yeah. I didn't die today, but there was a crazy rainstorm, and there was not flooding, but I stopped the problem before it happened. So I actually saved your Kyrie cutout from water.
Thank God for that.
It was the Kyrie was in the back room, the scrump room, if you will, and the water was leaking as well, and I had to save her.
Oh,
I ran back.
Kyrie.
It was like a movie. I'm like, wait, the back room. Kyrie, and I ran for her.
She shrunk a little.
Yeah,
if you can see on the video.
Yeah, I mean that's because her legs are drying, so it's okay. So it's okay. So that's been my day. So my day was cleaning up my room and reorganizing it after the fact, and then watching some Evolve. So now normally on this show, I'm the guy who does the play-by-play. I'm the commentator. I'm the lead.
Yeah,
the lead guy. But you want to take lead for Evolve?
Yeah.
About this?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
About every now and then, I did the Mayhem Classic, and I was like, you know what, I'd quite like to lead tonight.
Sure. We can definitely do that.
So, well,
I'll have the
let's
stance.
let's go into the show.
Yeah, definitely. Evolve 131. I'm stealing your thunder already.
Yeah.
From Philadelphia.
It's the 10th anniversary.
Jinx.
Yeah.
Yeah. You owe me a Grover cider, which I'm drinking. It's quite delicious.
Cheers.
Grapefruit pomelo.
Yeah.
That's what I'm drinking right now.
So the show starts with a video package, and we go through all these WWE guys we know. We have, and I'm pretty sure they call him Claudio Castinoli.
Right. I can't pronounce
Cesaro. I butchered the name right then. But Cesaro. We have Bryan Danielson, better known as Daniel Bryan. We have Ricochet. We have Drew Galloway, aka Drew McIntyre. And they're all talking about their roots. Their roots started in Evolve. We see Tony Nese, and they're all saying about how they started in this promotion. Daniel Bryan goes on to say that he actually gave the name Evolve.
Right, which is crazy. I didn't know that.
To Gabe Sapolsky. If you've read his book, he actually goes quite in detail about how Evolve was basically him and Gabe to start with.
Okay.
They came up with this, and he came up with the name Evolve because it's the evolution of wrestlers. It's where people go to make themselves evolve and move on to the next
like Pokemon
level.
Yeah.
Lenny Leonard introduces Evolve 131, the 10th anniversary. First of all, the visuals of the show.
Yes.
It looked very different from a WWE Network show.
It's on the WWE Network, but it's an indie show.
Yes.
And they didn't turn it into a WWE indie show.
How did you feel about that?
It has its charm. Indie wrestling has its charm.
Yeah.
When you go to the divey little, like, I don't know, like high school gym or wherever you go, anyone who was a wrestling fan has been to indie shows knows what I mean. It's just like this grimy, like it's like a dive bar of wrestling. Yeah. And there's something about that. Like there's something to that, I guess. And watching this with this quality, like it still had the WWE maybe cameras. I don't know. I really don't know.
I don't think it even did.
Yeah, like it looked like an indie show that I was watching, but it had WWE NXT guys involved in it. So I found it cool though. It's different. It was refreshing.
You know what? I really like this. It made me feel very hopeful about the future and what WWE.
Sure.
There have been these rumblings since near enough the network started about what tape libraries are the network going to get. What promotions are they going to start streaming?
Yeah.
This is the first of its kind. We've known they've had a deal with ICW, with Progress, I believe with WXW as well.
Yeah.
And this is the first time we've seen an event. We've seen the footage. Like they'll show a Finn Balor documentary, and you'll see a clip of him on Progress or one of these shows, and they'll credit them. This is the first time we've seen an indie promotion have a full show on the network. And I think a lot of people were expecting a maybe some WWE production behind it. I almost thought we might see something like similar to their house show setup.
Sure.
But
well, this
smaller.
is what it looked like. Yeah, a house show kind of, but real indie. Real
less,
indie.
like
there wasn't even replays on this show.
Yeah,
if you missed a crazy spot, you missed it.
When was the last time on a WWE show, an NXT show, you actually saw a cameraman?
Sure, yeah. Unless someone's getting thrown into
unless someone's grabbing a camera to do a spot, which I haven't seen for years.
Sure.
You don't see cameramen. You saw cameramen all around the ring. I mean, it looked good. It looked good for an indie show. Right. But you know what? I really WWE aren't WWE-ifying. That's a hard word to say.
No, but yeah, they're not making everything they're not rubbing their stuff all over it. Yeah.
Also, Lenny Leonard called the whole show by himself.
Yeah, shout out Lenny Leonard here. This guy calling the show by himself, the whole thing. That's hard work. Like, didn't Joey Styles used to do that? Maybe once or twice. But like, that's crazy.
But again, they could have put a Nigel McGuinness, a Vic Joseph, someone in there again to WWE-ify it.
Yeah.
And they didn't. Him call the whole thing by himself. And you know what? To call a 2.5-3 hour show on your own, I thought he did a fantastic job.
It's true. Yeah, I actually thought he was pretty good.
Because I also feel a lot of these indie promotions as well, the commentary is often done after anyway. So it's to do live 3 hours pretty much on your own. Like, shout out to Lenny Leonard. I thought he did great.
Lenny Leonard, a real one. No relation to Kawhi.
No. Well, we don't know that. So the show starts. We have just the Evolve talent in the ring. And they're announcing the show. They're saying this is the Evolve 131, the 10th anniversary. And Josh Briggs grabs the mic and starts yelling about how he wants to take the opportunity. I don't know about you. I am not familiar with a lot of the guys on this show.
No, I think that's why it's quite interesting. I've dabbled in watching some Evolve matches here and there when people have told me to and check them out, but half of these people I don't know who they are. So Josh Briggs, I have heard the name, I've heard people talk about him, but I have not watched him, and here I got to see him for the first time.
So from this promo, I was under the impression this guy was a heel.
Yeah.
I don't know about you.
Me too.
I don't want to project anything onto you, but this guy felt like a heel. Like they were promoting Evolve. They were like celebrating all these Evolve wrestlers in the ring, and he comes across, grabs the mic, and he's like, "No, it's my time." That felt a very heelish move to me. And this went into the first match. He goes, "My opponent, Anthony Green, is standing right there. Get in the ring and let's get this started."
So this guy's the heel. Retro Anthony Green.
Yeah.
So Josh
they
Briggs.
announce him from, I believe, unless I misheard this, from nothing, Arizona.
Yeah, from nowhere, Arizona or something. He's got a fanny pack. I want one.
Chances are he will not like you, Josh Briggs. Oh,
Yeah.
that was the announcement for Josh Briggs.
Yeah. Indie style.
And then Retro Anthony Green with Brandy Lauren. Now, you're slightly familiar with Brandy Lauren, aren't you?
Yes, she's been in NXT. She used to be Ava Story, I believe, in Impact as well. And I'm a fan. She's from just across there in Buffalo. She's amazing. She should be in NXT.
So the match starts with Josh Briggs tossing Green all over the place. He drags him over to the ropes into a backbreaker. There's a series of backbreakers. He's kind of channeling his inner Roddy Strong, just backbreaker here, there, and everywhere.
It's Evolve.
He follows by a splash. Briggs signals for a chokeslam early on, so we realize this is his finishing move pretty early. Briggs catches Green for a chokeslam on the apron, and Green catches him with a kick to the face. He goes for a suicide dive, but gets caught with a chokeslam onto the apron.
Yeah, that was cool. Where he catches him from a suicide dive, then chokeslams him onto an apron.
Yeah, they fake it out. He goes for it and then eventually hits
it. The hardest part of the ring.
Hardest part of the ring.
You know it hurts.
Like, if Beth Phoenix was there with Lenny Leonard,
the hardest part of the ring.
We'd have known how much this hurts.
Lenny Leonard don't need nobody else.
There's a huge super kick on the apron from Green and hits a jumping cutter, like an Oscar from the second rope on the apron. We see a top rope crossbody from Briggs for a 2. Brandy Lauren starts to get involved with the right hand.
Oh, Brandy.
Briggs hits his kind of own version of the X-Plex, like the release suplex. This was the point where, up until this point, I didn't realize who was heel or who was face.
Yeah.
I feel Briggs must have been cutting like a sort of Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Sure.
Like the
cool guy.
I'm the baby face, but like, fuck everyone. I want to take my opportunity. But having not been familiar with any of these guys, I didn't get that, which I found kind of interesting going into it.
Anthony Green just looked like you when you went to that Aqua concert. Like, he looked like he
Kellogg's
was dressed
Frosties,
as the 90s.
T-shirt,
like, he's wearing the fanny pack and all that, and that's the kind of the gimmick. But
I mean, both these guys, I think, right off the beginning of the show, these look very indie guys.
Yes, definitely.
There's nothing showy about their gear, about their hair, about their facial hair. They look super indie.
Imagine that job. You're not like the seamstress for WWE, but like you make gear for like not even like New Japan, but like real indie guys. You making the gear.
It's like, hey, I want really nice gear, but can you make it look indie and a bit shitty?
Okay, what's your budget? $20.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have thought. I mean, we both don't have a lot of money. I'd have thought we'd have put in a bit of dough if we were having our first match on the. If we had our first podcast on the WWE network,
yeah, I'd dress nice.
We'd dress nice.
Yeah, I wouldn't be wearing all black. No,
but also it was part of the charm of the show. This is an indie show. We have a big boot into what I describe as a crucifix into the Michinoku driver.
Yeah,
so,
like a Rikishi
so he
driver.
holds him up into like a like a reverse Razor's Edge.
Yeah.
And then drops him, sort of into a Rikishi driver.
Like a soft Rikishi driver.
I thought this move looked pretty cool. There's a victory roll from the top rope from Green for a 2 count. We have a float over knee to their face. Briggs goes for the choke slam, but Green rolls over and fakes out a super kick. It's like we've seen this with Colin Gargano. Mighty Skull does it a lot. It's like the just kidding. Exactly. Briggs goes for 3 choke slam attempts every time Green is kind of rolling through. He's ducking the choke slam attempt. Eventually, Briggs hits out a choke slam sit out power bomb.
Yeah, you go to choke slam the guy and then you catch him in midair and power bomb.
Yeah, look pretty cool. 1, 2, 3. Briggs wins the match. What did you think of this opener?
Yeah, I thought it was fine. I was pretty into it just because it was the first match. Like I had to be watching it. I was into it, but I thought the choke slam finish earlier. He hits like this like move that is similar to Dijak, who hits the Feast Your Eyes, which is the float over into like a knee strike.
Yeah, and
he basically hit this move, and I was like, oh, that's it. And then he sets him up for like choke slams and stuff, and I'm like, I feel like choke slams are so 1997. You know, like choke slams are just they're just not the greatest move anymore. And I just felt him turning into a powerbomb was really cool. But I was like, oh, your other finisher was way better. Also, this Josh Briggs guy wears like tensor bandage or something.
Yeah, he's got his shoulder all strapped up, but from all the footage, it seems like
that's what he wears.
He wears that all the time.
So, like, if your shoulder's hurt, then maybe you shouldn't be wrestling. But I don't know. I don't know. It was fine. I've never seen Josh Briggs, and I've seen retro Anthony Green before. This was nothing that like blew my mind, but I thought it was fun to say the least. So, at least I enjoyed it.
Sure. I haven't seen. I might have seen. I think maybe I saw retro at Smash.
Yeah. The Toronto one here.
Yeah, this was a fun first match. We then go to Eddie Kingston, who cuts a promo part of the Unwanted. I think you stated this is like Evolve's equivalent of your favorite faction in NXT.
Right, the Forgotten Sons.
Yeah.
Oh, they're like, we're not forgotten, but we're the Unwanted. Yeah. Eddie Kingston, he's a guy who never kind of made it to WWE.
So I'm not familiar with a lot of these guys.
Sure.
I got huge Bubba Ray Dudley vibes.
Definitely.
From this guy. Definitely. I thought he had an awesome promo.
He's a jerk. Like that's his gimmick.
Yeah,
he's unwanted.
He's unwanted. He's cutting a promo on like AR Fox and the NXT roster. He's just I dug this. It was a lot of him just shouting.
This was still the video because he comes out later.
Yeah.
And yells. Yeah. He shouts a lot
more. He's got a lot more later on. Yeah. So we now go to Sean Maluda, who is a guy we've seen on NXT.
Yeah. He's like a regular. I wouldn't call him a jobber. I wouldn't call him an enhancement talent, but he's been in the Cruiserweight Classic.
I'd say he's in the same category as a Caesar Bononi.
He's better, but
well, we know who he is. Is he related to The Rock?
He is part of the Anoa'i family.
Of course he is.
If you're from the Isle of Samoa, like maybe you just are.
Unless your name's Joe or like your stage name's Joe.
I like this guy, and I've seen him in NXT and the Cruiserweight Classic, and I think he's got something. He looks like the long lost Uso brother.
Sure.
Yeah, he's the unwanted Uso. There you go, because he's in the group Unwanted.
So we have Sean Maluda versus Kurt Stallion versus Steppenwolf.
Yeah. It's Stephen Wolf.
I said during the show, it's like, I need to work out how to turn off autocorrect on my notes.
Right.
Because all these guys' names who I don't know, it keeps autocorrecting. And then I don't know if I'm saying the right thing or not.
Sure, right.
And I feel bad.
Well, it's Stephen Wolf, but
Stephen Wolf.
It's one of those people that spell it STPH.
Yeah. Oh, that's standard way. That's standard way. And Harlem Bravado.
Yeah, we watched this with Jesse from the Six. He came over and we watched this, and he was very confused as to what was going on with Harlem Bravado.
So he's like, whoa, so Harlem Bravado is from North Carolina?
Not Harlem.
Not Harlem. What's up with that? And I was like, well, where are Harlem Heat from? And he was like, Houston. And then he was like, now I think about it, where are the Harlem Globetrotters from? Chicago. And then they called him the Lone Star. And he's like,
Star
all right,
Harlem
I'm
Bravado.
out. Like, what is this guy?
So he's not from New York. He's not from Texas. Not the Lone Star, but his name is Lone Star Harlem Bravado. Actually, he wasn't bad. He looks like your dad. Like, not your dad, but like he would look
dad.
He looks like someone's dad. Like, he's just wrestling, but he wasn't bad.
So Sean Maluda, Kurt Stallion, Stephen Wolf, and Harlem Bravado. How familiar are you with these guys?
I am not familiar with. I am familiar with Sean Maluda from watching him in WWE products, NXT, and I believe Kurt Stallion. I have seen prior. He wears like a headband thing or something, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna go based on looks a lot of the time. Stephen Wolf, Sean Maluda obviously is an NXT guy.
Yeah.
Sean Maluda, Stephen Wolf looked like the guy here. I thought he looked like a guy who would move on. He was dressed well. He looked like a star here. Both Kurt Stallion and Harlem Bravado impressed me, but also had that real indie vibe.
Yeah, Harlem Bravado looked like your classic indie guy who's like actually like owns or works at the like hardware store down the street, but is also wrestling. Like that's what I got out of him. But like he wasn't even that. Like I'm telling you, none of these guys were bad. They all clearly. I still am stuck in that. Like I judge people from their looks in wrestling. Like you look at them and you're like, oh, that guy doesn't look like a wrestler. But then like they hit some crazy moves and you're like, damn, man.
But
like, cool.
I don't think you should be bad. Should feel bad for feeling that way.
Sure. I remember as a kid, you think Hulk Hogan, Macho Man, and you're like, dudes are jacked. But
how many times
things have changed?
You've said a lot on the show. You got into wrestling due to comic books and superheroes.
Yeah.
And so much of superheroes and comic books are the costumes.
Sure.
If someone had a shitty looking costume,
right,
they're not a superhero you want to get behind.
Like when Spider-Man fights in his wrestling match.
Yeah.
For the first time.
You know what I mean, though? I think a look has
something to do
with it.
Definitely.
It's similar with acting. You want your headshot to look good. You want to be the best version of you every time you present yourself, and then let the talent shine through.
Yeah, true. I thought out of these four, Sean Maluda and Stephen Wolf looked the most pro.
I agree. We have a jumping stomp from Stallion early on. The Kawhi Leonard from the 2K game. The
Cameron Grimes, Trevor Lee,
the Kofi Kingston. Yeah. Stephen Wolf hits a huge toe pick on Hilo to the outside. Maluda hits his own senton to the outside.
Yeah, everyone was just jumping. It was a four-way, and everyone's just showing off.
Stallion hits a tope to the outside. Maluda gets back into the ring and hits a series of super kicks to everyone. This is like the Shawn Michaels spot in the Royal Rumble where he just like
goes nuts.
Super kicks.
Well, I told you he's the unwanted Uso, and what do the Usos do? Super kick. There's the Stallion dude.
We then have
a Frosbury flop at one point.
They all do their flippy shit to the outside. Wolf and Stallion, the two baby faces of the match, have a face off in the middle of the ring. They're like, all right, it's you and me now. We've got out the bad guys. It's you and me. Let's go for it. Maluda interferes. Harlem catches Wolf into a really sweet looking Death Valley driver.
Yes, it looked awesome.
We have a jumping code breaker from Maluda, a blue thunderbomb from Wolf, and then a shooting star press from Stephen Wolf for the win.
Yeah, so it was like a series of people hitting their finishers, and it's just Stephen Wolf who got the end game there. He happened to be perched up on the top rope, and like as someone else got hit with like Angel's Wings or the fairy tale ending in NXT, and then hits the shooting star out of nowhere and then gets the win there. So it looked really cool, a cool finish there, especially with everyone hitting the moves in a multiple match. But I thought all these guys looked pretty cool. Like I think I'm high on Sean Maluda because he's like literally, because he doesn't just because he looks like an Uso, but he's got like good moveset. And this Stephen Wolf guy I've never seen, but he looked very impressive as well. I thought this was fun. I actually really liked it.
I thought this was a fun match. Yeah. It was really just a showcase. It was You've got
that's what they need.
10 minutes. Go in, get your shit in,
do it.
I really enjoyed this. It made me, as I said, Stephen Wolf stood out to me.
Sure.
We've seen Sean Maluda before.
That's how you get fans.
Yeah.
That's how these guys get fans. For real.
We then have a promo package from Anthony Henry from Augusta, Georgia.
Right. Anthony Henry looks already. I don't know this guy.
Yeah.
So this is fun because I can just give you my first impressions of these characters and people. Anthony Henry looks like he drinks Monster Energy. He looks like his name should be Kyle. And then he came out and dude, his indie gear had like green claws and it looks like Monster Energy. Like he looks like he just looks like the guy who's like, I'm really into BJJ because it like cleanses my mind, and like he listens to a lot of Joe Rogan, and like, not saying that's bad, but he just came off that way. Maybe that's a good thing if he's a heel.
Yeah, so he's like he's just talking about his background in MMA. He's like, you're always gonna get kicks, knees. I have an MMA background. Yeah, it was okay.
Right.
Or we were with Jesse from the Six here as well, and all of us were like, I've kind of heard this promo before
A lot of
times, and it's been delivered better.
Sure. He needs to drink more Monster Energy.
Yeah, I think there is that. I mean, it's a Vince McMahon thing about the Southern accent. It does jar, and it can get over, but it's very different to hear for most ears. It's very distinctive, and I think a bit more energy was needed, as you said, a bit more Monster Energy,
a little bit more Monster Energy
would have made me a bit more into it, because it is a promo I've heard before. But that being said, the match we're about to have, I fucking loved.
Yeah, so it's that guy, the Monster Energy guy is Anthony Henry, which I've never seen him before, but his opponent is, I'm gonna butcher this name, Arturo Ruas.
So it's spelled Ruas, but it's pronounced Huas, I believe.
So
also known as Adrian Jaoud.
Yes.
Which is a name we also used to butcher.
Yeah, we used to butcher Jaoud. Jaoud seems more badass, but Huas?
Huas, I believe.
This guy is the upNXT. This is the guy who is upNXT. Like, this dude's crazy. This guy needs to be he's in NXT, and we always see him job. He's amazing.
I think we've seen him in some singles matches. We've seen him partnering with Cesar Bononi, I believe.
Sure.
And every time
he stood out.
Every time we've seen him, I think, did he have a match with Dijak early on in Dijak? I
think so, yeah.
And we were like, he got a bit of offense, and it's like, I want to see more of that guy.
This guy's the BJJ, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He wears like the pants. He doesn't wear shoes or boots, socks. Like, he's like the total MMA like guy. But like, realistically, I know everything's kayfabe, but even when looking, and like I said, sometimes this guy looks like he would kill you. Yeah. He would literally, like, you watch some crazy kung fu movie, this is the final boss. Yeah. And he's like, I'm ready. And like, he takes his thing off and he's ready to fucking kill you. This guy is amazing. I think this guy should be pushed heavily in Evolve, and honestly, if they should pick him up and bring him over.
Yeah, he's good. He's really got a future.
Very impressive from this matchup here.
So the match starts with a load of takedowns, just trying to out wrestle each other, a load of BJJ moves. Henry, neither of us could catch it because there were no replays on this show again, which made it feel like more it was a indie promotion rather than a WWE promotion production, because there were no replays throughout the entire show. No replays. Because suddenly it's like, how is Henry bleeding from an elbow or something? But something quick that all of us missed.
Ross is just a beast with these. This is a graps match.
This seemed like a legit fight with wrestling rules.
Yeah.
So it's like, you're gonna fight and then you're gonna pin someone.
Yeah.
Or tap them out. Ruas just looks deadly. There's a roll through and Henry stomps Ruas through the chest. We see a missile drop kick from Henry to Ruas, and this was at the point where I was like, this Henry guy's pretty good, cool as well. Yeah. Henry tries to get an arm bar, but he can't quite lock it in. And I know it's something, when you see an MMA fight, you get that arm bar locked in, it's an immediate tap out.
Sure.
You rarely see that in wrestling. You see the arm bar and struggling to the ropes. And I like that they thought, like, no, you're not going to get this locked in. He had the fingertips gripping.
Blocking it.
We have a cartwheel into a kick from Huas. Henry keeps trying to lock in a headlock. We get a suplex from Huas for a 2 count. Henry catches, I call it the V trigger, the knee to the face.
Right.
He
Huge
catches
knee.
it before it strikes his face. And then we see Henry on the top, but Huas gets up and tries beating him down. A double stomp from Henry to the back. This is the point there's a failed tornado, like a top rope assisted tornado DDT.
It's like Gargano where he runs off. Like Gargano when he runs up the ropes.
Yeah.
Like, uses the ropes to run off of. Like it's Naito as well, where you just like run off the thing and do a 360. He kind of slips up and messes
failed
it up,
the first
but then he goes around
but
and
goes for it a second time.
It was cool.
Followed by the coup de grace from Henry.
Yeah, like the double stomp off the top. Crazy.
This is into a 2 count and then right into an ankle lock.
Ankle lock, Kurt Angle style, on the bare foot. You put someone in bare feet in an ankle lock, it's easier to break their foot. No?
I think this is my new favorite thing in wrestling.
What's
I think when I was younger, I'd be into the Rey Mysterio stuff. Or when I was a lot younger, I'd be like, I want to see people go through tables.
Yes.
I want to see chair shots. And then you're like, no, I like flips.
Sure.
I like Rey Mysterio. I'm now at that point in my life where I just love grappling and wrestling.
You like the graps.
And that was from Best of the Super Juniors, that El Fantasmo Rocky Romero match.
Sure.
It's the pinfall, and as soon as the guy kicks out, you grab a limb and try. Right. It's my favorite thing right now in wrestling. So he's got him in the ankle lock. Transitions this into a knee bar. This transition wasn't quite as smooth. But then they get to just facing each other, and they're just walloping each other in the face.
So
with
both
slaps.
of these guys are clearly actually into MMA. They're trained in all sorts of different things, and here is where they actually are like just hitting each other. Like, yes, this is a sports entertainment. It's a WWE product, so it's sports entertainment.
Yeah.
But wrestling is not real, but they're hitting each other. Like, they're just slapping, they're palm thrusting. Like, they were clearly just like, all right, just do it. Like, for a few seconds here, let's just go nuts. And that's what they did. Like, wow. And the strong slaps, the strong style, if you will.
So yeah, this goes on for a bit, just a series of slaps and
it's a
palm
war, like,
strikes
and
take fists, just like, come on, what have you got? And then out of nowhere, there's a huge like roundhouse kick from Huas for the 3.
Oh my god, he killed him. I shouted out loud, "Holy shit!" Literally, it was amazing. This is like, it's like the Black Mass, but he like hits him with like his like calf part or something. It was nuts. It looked so fucking real.
I think this is my favorite match of the night.
I think it might have been mine too, simply because now Arturo Huas is one of my favorite wrestlers instantly from this.
So I've never been to Bloodsport. At WrestleMania weekend, the last 2 years, you had Matt Riddle's Bloodsport and then Josh Barnett's Bloodsport, which is pro wrestling but with kind of MMA rules.
Yes.
It's shoot fighting with a predetermined win. This, I feel, is kind of maybe
that style. Yeah.
I really dug it.
Yeah, I like this guy from his look to everything. He sounds like he's Brazilian. I think it's like a Brazilian like assassin, Arturo Huas. Like, he's gonna kill you, and he killed this dude. With
Can you see him and Tainara Conchi as like a tandem going forward?
Brazilian team in NXT?
Brazilian team just running through everyone.
Yeah, do it. Yeah, I want to see more of this guy. I would definitely say check him
But
out.
also, I think the 3 of us, you, me, and Jesse, were very negative on Anthony Henry from the promo, and
he was good too. Yeah,
I thought this guy was great.
Definitely.
He's got a good look. I think work on that promo and just he's got all the stuff right there.
Right.
This is my favorite match of the night so far, maybe of the whole night.
Yeah.
We then go on to our women's match of the night, and it's a no DQ match between Brandi Lauren and Shotzi Blackheart.
Yes, Shotzi Blackheart is wearing all black. She's wearing a Vincent Price t-shirt.
Yeah.
She's got green hair and she's tattooed.
I feel this is the girl, when you come back lit from a night out, you go, David, I fell in love. I feel this is the girl you met.
I just described like my love of my life. You're wearing an old horror t-shirt, you wear all black, and you have colored hair and your tattoos. Like, let's go. Let's just get married. I love it. But Brandy Lauren from earlier, she's the opponent here, and she's the baddie, and she's the one I'm more familiar with as well. This was weird because I feel like people were saying on Twitter that something happened at AEW in similar situations
at the same time,
like around the same time of the airing, which is really funny because this is the women's match, no DQ, but instantly it's turned into like an ambush.
Yeah, so Natalia Markova interferes and starts beating down Blackheart, Shotzi Blackheart.
The Russian Crush, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I
found her on Twitter, Natalia, and I follow her.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she's in Brandy Lauren's corner. If anything, Brandy Lauren's just chilling out on the outside while the Russian Crush is beating down on Shotzi Blackheart. We see a spinning X Factor. Brandy Lauren's just sitting on the outside. Shotzi starts to fire up and hits a 619 to Markova, followed by a missile dropkick. Somehow, again, I feel every match so far, people keep bleeding, and I can't see where it's from.
And it looked like it was from her nose as well, actually. So we're bloody noses everywhere.
I'm
Evolve.
I'm not surprised, to be honest. This is the biggest stage all these people have